Hey everyone, this is Jay from Kingdom Builder, the official podcast of Christian Music Review. I recently did an interview with Randy Armstrong from the Christian rock band Red, and I'm really happy to share this exclusive clip with you guys from that interview, which will air here in the next couple of weeks. But in the meantime, this was actually one of my favorite parts of the interview, being able to hear the kind of inspiration and influence Randy and the guys from Red have on mainstream bands that they tour with. And this story was very cool to hear, and I'm really glad to share this with you. So if you like this clip, there's so much more from the actual interview, and once that's posted, if you guys can share it, that would be awesome. So thank you so much for listening in. Enjoy this exclusive clip from our interview with Randy from Red, and God bless. Radio does certainly play a key, and I know that you guys have had a lot of success with mainstream music. My brother loves Red, and I think that's really been a way to engage him in talks about salvation and stuff like that. And
and I love that you said that, because that's kind of been our approach to this point. I say kind of, I mean, that has been our approach, is that so often people feel like they're separated from the church or from Christianity or from God himself, because we have created this atmosphere around Christianity that says, I'm better than you, we don't have anything in common, we can't have a conversation. And you know, that notion, it makes me sick to my stomach, to be honest. And for us to have people questioning, why are you touring with this band? Why are you touring with that band? It's disheartening at times. At the same time, you know, people are afraid of things they don't know or understand. And the kind of touring, the bands we tour with and stuff, I would tour with Marilyn Manson in 2 seconds. I would tour with, you know, anybody in 2 seconds, because we look at everything as an opportunity to reflect Christ and to, you know, go into situations and love on people and shoot down those stereotypes that they're used to. And you saying that about your brother is exactly what I'm talking about. We've had, just this past year, we were on Winter Jam with Toby Mac, and I got a phone call from our friend Jacoby Shaddix from Papa Roach. And we'd done several tours with those guys, and Jacoby and I are 49er fans, and you know, developed a relationship over the years of touring. And he called me up. He's like, hey, man, I want to tell you something. He goes, you're actually my first phone call, and I'll tell you why in a minute. I'm calling you first, but I wanted you to know that I'm in. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm in, man. He goes, I know you guys, you guys love Christ, and you know, I've seen it. I've seen how you guys live your lives. I've seen what you guys are like on the road, and you know, I've struggled with a lot of things in my life. Alcoholism. My marriage has been in shambles several times. You know, nothing works, and I feel different. He's like, I just wanted to call and tell you that I gave my life to Christ, and
That's
that
awesome.
I'm gonna start living differently, and you guys were an inspiration in that. He goes, and when he said that, I just broke down in tears. I was just like, it was just an affirmation of where God has us in the midst that he has us in, and we're doing the right thing, and he's going to keep us there. And, you know, people have a problem with that. That's fine. We're not in this to be obedient to people. We're in this to be obedient to him. You can't impress everybody. You can't do everything everybody wants you to do. So why even try?
You got to do what God wants you to do, man. And I remember having a conversation with you 3 years ago when I met you, and you were telling me that with these tours you do with mainstream artists, that you feel that you're called to be a light in that darkness. And I remember you actually mentioning Papa Roach, because I remember back before I got saved, those are the kind of bands I listened to. I remember hearing Last Resort for the first time, and when I look back on the song now, it's a very sad song, you know, about suicide. Yeah. But at the same time, when you look at the years of seeds that you were planting and what you guys are able to do, I mean, the end outcome of that is amazing. And I know a lot of people in Christian music don't see outside the box like that. They don't see the benefit of having a Christian group play within the midst of a lot of bands. But I can tell you that is, I mean, that's our goal. We're supposed to go out and bring the message of Jesus to the world. And even if we're not preaching directly to somebody, we let our lives and our actions speak for themselves, that those people see Christ in us. And that's, and I was reading about Jacoby. When I read that online, I'm like, that's awesome. Yeah. That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be out there trying to bring people to Christ.
Yeah, and I know now that I've said that, and people are going to read this or hear this interview, and they're going to go and take a look at Jacoby, and you know, again, they're not going to see a perfect individual. They're not going to see somebody who gets everything right, who says everything right, who whatever. But if they took a deeper look at the guys in red, they would see the exact same thing, because the fact is that nobody is Christ. Nobody's perfect. Everybody,
Nobody's perfect.
But what Christ does, the most amazing thing that Christ does, is he takes the most broken people. He uses them to lead other broken people to a better place. And that's one of the most amazing things to me about Christ, is that he can take the most negative thing and turn it into the most positive thing. And he uses people like Jacoby and people like us and other bands.